I'm standing in downtown Port-au-Prince. It's been several weeks now since the 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit the city. As you can see, the devastation is overwhelming, but the cleanup is monumental. The dust is everywhere. So is the smell of death. At every turn, we see crushed houses, cars, buses, schools, and hidden under this destruction, bodies buried beneath the rubble. They just can't get to them all. But some hold out hope that one more will be found alive. Each day, they continue digging, hoping for a miracle. We'd been on the ground for less than 2 hours when a man begged us to come to his house to help him dig for his wife, 16 days after the quake first hit. Every place our guide, Mike, took us was worse than the one we had just left, including the neighborhood where we stayed. This is what's left of the houses on our street. It looks horrible, and it is. But it was the distinct odor of bodies still trapped under the rubble that really disturbed us, especially at night while we slept. But we quickly learn this is the new normal in Port-au-Prince. Life goes on despite horrible living conditions, fear of another earthquake, serious lack of food and water and shelter. There is no time for mourning what was. The past is past. Haitians have no choice but to go on working, playing, and hoping. Music is a constant source of relief and comfort for the people of Port-au-Prince. And so is their faith. In fact, day and night, Haitian women have taken it upon themselves to stand guard to protect what is left of Notre Dame Cathedral. The earthquake decimated the home of the Catholic Church here in Haiti. The loss of the church and the Archbishop was enough for one woman to tell us she wondered if God had died. And while some Haitians prayed for protection, others took protection into their own hands. The sense of desperation started to surface. Everywhere we went, we saw Haitians armed with guns and machetes. Haiti is a powder keg, and we knew at any moment violence could erupt. That's why Mike had only one rule as we moved around Port-au-Prince. If he said get into the truck, no questions asked, we had to just get into the truck. That meant Mike sensed danger, and it happened 3 times while we were in Haiti.
Sorry, jumping right in.
On the move again, Mike takes us to the epicenter of the earthquake, 18 miles away from Port-au-Prince in a town called Léogâne. Almost 90% of the buildings in this coastal community were destroyed, including Roosevelt John Charles' home. 72 families are now living right outside their crumbled homes in tents.
This is his. There are 8 people that live here.
So you were able to get the mattresses out?
This is stuff that they found laying out in the streets. Right now when he prays, when he talks to God, he asks that God gives him a short memory, that he can forget what it was that he had. He had a very nice house, 8 rooms, he had water, he had a toilet, he had a family. He says, but you can look around, we've all lost that. And so what we pray for right now is that God will help us forget what it was that we have and remind us what it is that we have.
So many children have been left homeless. Many lost one or both parents during the earthquake. For children who were already orphans, the quake may have made it more difficult for them to get adopted. The 32 kids here at the Divine Mercy Orphanage also spend their days and nights outside, sleeping in tents. The orphanage was severely damaged, and it's unsafe for them to be inside.
Everybody likes to go to school. Yes.
We've been asked so many times about adopting Haitian children. It'll be harder now because of the earthquake.
We don't have any institution working now. All fell down. Anyway, you have to wait because, well, where are they going to make the paper for you? They have to make the paper somewhere. But they lost everything. I have a lot of people come here, they want to adopt it. I say, well, I don't get mixed up with that thing. It is really dangerous. I don't have problem with the government. The right way, give me a good lawyer. You make it the right way, you'll get it. Otherwise, forget about it.
But it's impossible to forget these faces. Children, what makes them so special? No matter what country they're from, Children are blessed with the uncanny knack of believing the best of any situation. And that's what made this orphanage the happiest place we visited during our journey to Haiti. Their smiles, their giggles, and even their reaction to the simplest gesture was enough to melt our hearts.
I've got two.
Only a child can be surrounded by so much devastation and still be able to sing thank you, merci. Doctors from all over the world came to Haiti to help.
It looks like she's got an infection in...
Dr. McGeorge's own journey, and the one patient he remembers over all the others. That's coming up. They still need your help in Haiti. Go to clickondetroit.com right now and make a donation to Local 4's Help for Haiti. We've put a special link on our homepage, where we've also posted the entire versions of all the songs you're hearing tonight. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge found himself in Haiti exactly 1 week after the initial earthquake. As an emergency room physician, Dr. McGeorge is used to dealing with trauma, but he had never experienced anything like this.
It's been an incredibly long day traveling to Haiti, getting set up, and by the time we got here, we were able to help a few people, but then night quickly fell. Earlier in the day, when I arrived at my new home in a one-room schoolhouse, the profound degree of devastation and injury the Haitian people were enduring 7 days after the quake was apparent, and so much needed to be done. The next morning, it was really time to get to work. I had some supplies readily on hand the night before, but at daybreak, it was time to unpack. Right now, I'm opening the case to get organized, to start taking care of some of the more serious injuries. Seems the TSA has visited our case. The kids at the mission were eager to help, and I could use every bit of it. Most of my supplies survived the trip, but there were a few mishaps, like a bottle of sticky liquid breaking. Now all of my suture material is sticky, but at least it's usable. Adapting on the fly and getting organized quickly was important. There were already a line of patients. The whole time in Haiti, supplies ran short, but there was never a shortage of people who needed help. As I saw a steady stream of patients, it was apparent I was seeing what I referred to as a second wave of injuries.
We have that stretcher.
Many of the seriously injured from a week before had either been medevaced to places like the advanced hospital tent complex behind the secure gates of the airport or the U.S. Navy hospital ship, the Comfort. Okay. My patients were those who'd slipped through the cracks with severe injuries, but ones that didn't require a medevac, like this little girl whose finger was crushed under rubble after the first quake.
Because that nail is infected underneath. You can see the pus right there. The whole thing has to come off.
The second wave of patients were now developing complications from their initial injuries, especially infections, lacerations that were gaping open, or broken bones that were never set. This woman was wearing a cardboard box.
Can you move your fingers?
To keep her broken arm from moving.
This injury is a week old, at least. And so this fracture has not healed well, and the swelling has caused some impingement on the blood flow.
Some patients didn't even realize how severe their problems were.
Her finger is actually badly infected, and some of it looks like it may be setting into early gangrene. We're going to have to numb it up, debride it or clean it up, and then reclose the lacerations.
When I wasn't in the mission schoolhouse caring for patients, I spent time in the refugee camps in tent cities.
The need is everywhere. There are sick people no matter where you go, like the gentleman behind me with the hand injury. I feel so helpless because there's only so much I can even carry with me to try and help people like this.
This gentleman's hand was burned in a fire and has gone untreated for days.
Has to try and cover it.
But this is better than nothing. Also, elevate, keep it up. Keep it up high.
Now, the dust in the air was an obvious problem, especially apparent in the many small